As you all know that we are covering topics related to boiler which surveyor is asking. So we are trying to cover all the aspects of boiler. In this media we'll just go through, because I have taken these extracts and tried to make the notes in simple language here. So just we'll browse it on the topic, that is tube cleaning, internal and external, and tube renewals. See, it is essential to that the heating surface, because heat is transfer is only taking place in the boiler, you know that it is generating steam. Boiler in service may require internal cleaning after 4-5 years. So after 4-5 years we are doing it in internal cleaning to remove what is we known as iron oxide and copper oxide and any other scaling of the internals. So what is the process that we are following, but it can be specific case to case basis. That also we have to keep in mind. Alkaline degrease to remove oil and grease residue. A copper removal process designed to ensure deposition of any copper present in avoided. Acid cleaning using either citric acid or hydrochloric acid to remove mill scale and general rust. Neutralisation to eliminate excess acid. Thorough flushing to remove all suspended and dissolved contaminants. Passivation to obtain a protective magnetite Fe3O4 layer on all boiler metal surfaces, as acid cleaning will remove scale and expose the ferrous material which is prone to corrosion attack. Now, when we speak about external tube cleaning, can be carried out by means of regular soot blowing. Soot blowing we are doing regularly 3-4 times a day. When boiler is laid up for maintenance or survey, the tubes are brushed down by means of soft brush to remove carbon deposits, and the fallen soot has to be removed from the furnace. If hard deposits still present on the tubes, then use wire brushes to remove them. Avoid use of water washing, as this water will seep through the refractory and cause corrosion at the tube joints with the drum or headers. If water washing has been carried out, then the gas side has to be dried out thoroughly, as any remaining moisture shall cause acid corrosion at tube roots under refractory cement layers. Okay, so this we are doing. And then how we are doing this repair, maybe we have already covered on videos of hydraulic test, because after such condition we are supposed to do this. So sometimes during service boiler tubes fail and start leaking. In such instances temporary repair has to be first carried out to stop the water leakage. Now how many tubes we can block the can be blocked, or how many tubes we can put this plug, okay, if it is leaking, what is the percentage? So that I have made in a separate video, you can watch that please. If the leak is from expanded and flared joints, then further expanding and flaring may stop the leak. If leakage is from cracked tube, then temporary repair involves plugging tubes or using stoppers depending on type and make of the boiler. Refer maker instruction for process. So we are supposed to refer to that. Every boiler maker supplies original tube plugs, stoppers during the delivery as standard spare. In smoke tube boilers, the leaking tube is plugged from both the end by conical steel plugs of correct diameter and welded at both ends, as leaking water steam pressure may blow out the plug once the boiler is under pressure. In water tube boiler, leaking tubes are plugged at both ends with conical steel plugs by entering the water and steam drums. So here in water tube boiler what we are doing, we are plugging it from both the ends with conical steel plugs, okay, and here in smoke tube boilers, plugged from both the ends by conical steel plugs of correct diameter and welded at both the ends, leaking water steam pressure, okay, we are welding it also. Before plugging a leaking tube, first identify and confirm that both ends before to the same defective tube by pouring water through top and mark. So we are using generally this soap solution and all. In Albog boilers, stoppers are provided for which sections of furnace screens tubes has to be cut at the top and the bottom. Then stoppers is inserted and tightened by means of nut and bolt. So we are first inserting the stoppers. This is for the Albog boiler, okay, and then we are tightening it. The stopper is inserted, tightened means of nut and bolt. Remaining tube has to be removed from furnace as it will melt down due to no water circulation. The vacant place has to be packed with plastic refractory cement to prevent casing from overheating, because that part we may get melt, so we have to remove it and cut it and remove it, and then the space that is left have to use plastic cement to prevent casing from overheating locally. Classification society permits 10% of tube plugged, so this is the answer. Okay, 10% of tube to be plugged or temporarily repaired for time being. Okay, those tubes have to be renewed and permanent repair carried out at first convenient opportunity. For permanent repair, boiler maker or authorized repair workshop is contracted for carrying out the tube renewal. This involves removing the plug, stopper and gas cutting or collapsing the remaining stuff from the drums and putting it in new tubes, and tube mouth are expanded by flaring tools. If ends are welded, then re-welding by class approved welder using approved procedure is to be followed. Hydraulic pressure test to at least working pressure of 1.25 times. Now see, this procedure of hydraulic pressure test I have already made in a previous video. You can watch that video how we are doing this hydraulic pressure test. In simple terms I have covered it. Please do watch that. That was a separate question, how we are doing this hydraulic pressure test and what all at what pressure. Okay, repairs. Class to witness the pressure test and inspect the boiler afterward. So you can see in the diagram also, cone tube stopper. So there is, we have a cone tube stopper. End cap on box tube plate is screwed onto the steel bar and locked with nut. So you can see here, front plate tube, this is the fire tube, 35 mm dia bar threaded at both the ends. So this is threaded steel end cap, slack fit or bar. You can see here, this is the soft joint that we are going on, and this is 35 mm of gap. Now this is the common tube stopper that you must have seen. Clear hole in taper plug, so it is a tapered shape so that it goes and fit like a shrink fit. Okay, front tube plates, back tube plates, you can see taper plug, tapered to receive screwed bar. If bore of the tube is not true where cone is to be fitted, a soft metal sleeve can be slipped onto the cone. So it is self-explanatory. I have tried to write it in a simple word so that it is so that you can understand. I have covered these sources from different websites, different sources, different study material, reference books. Okay, so that I can present it before you. And these are the direct questions that are asked by the surveyor. As you all know that we are covering topics on the boiler, all the questions pertaining to boiler. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your valuable time. All the very best for your future endeavors.